Thank you for your submission. I am so excited that you guys put the orbicularis oculi as your easy muscle. I love these muscles, I guess because they are orbits. And yes, the orbicularis oculi is a really easy muscle because it's very obvious. And it makes sure you don't do the inner part of them. So that's the orbicularis oculi. You are channeling my online students for difficult. And they actually had to do all 4 of these muscles that make you smile. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I decided to cut you a break, and we're just having the zygomatic. Yeah, it's not on some of the models very clearly. And that's why we're even just going zygomatic muscle, not zygomaticus major or minor. So it's hard, it's small, it's not on the cadaver because usually it gets broken when we cut it off. So I agree with you. And yes, 3 of the 4 groups have said the frontalis is boring. So happy you guys put the serratus anterior as an easy muscle. It really does look like a saw blade. And you can see it actually is really going around the scapula there. So that is really cool to see. So I love the serratus anterior on all of our models. I think you're the 3rd group that's mentioned the pectoralis minor or the intercostal muscles. And yeah, it's tricky. You have to take the whole pectoralis major and lift it up. So on one of the sides of the cadaver, I cut here, and you can make it obvious that you moved it. Then here's the pectoralis minor sitting on the ribs, and the intercostals are in between the ribs. So yeah, that is really tricky, and I've noticed that over the years the students have so much trouble. So I'll try to make it obvious on the lab exam. Is it sitting on top of the ribs or is it between the ribs? And yeah, it's tricky on the cadaver. I will pin it on the cadaver next class. So just notice the major versus the minor and notice where the ribs are and what's in between the ribs and what's on top. So yeah, the transverse abdominis is a very boring muscle. And here's your fun fact, my toads and frogs do not even have a transverse abdominal muscle. So you have to go underneath the external oblique, then the internal oblique, there's the transverse abdominis. And yeah, it just goes transversely. You're right, not the most exciting muscle in the world. Thank you for your submission. Have a great weekend.